Finishing a crochet project is always satisfying, but sometimes it can feel like something's missing, and that something is often a border. The right border can completely transform your project, whether it's a blanket, a scarf, or even a tapestry for your wall. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a camel stitch border. Before adding any of the decorative borders to my swatches, I like to start with a base round of single crochet. You can see I've already done that with these swatches here. And the reason we want to do that is to neaten up the edges and give us a clean, even foundation to work the border into. Most of the time, I like to use the same color as the swatch for this round so it blends in. And then we can switch to a contrasting color for the main border. But that part is totally up to you. You can get creative with it depending on the look that you're going for. So let's just really quickly look at how we're going to do this single crochet border. So to start your single crochet border, make sure that the right side of your swatch is facing you. If you've just finished your last row and the yarn is still attached, you can use that. Just chain one to begin a new round. And if you're on the wrong side currently, make sure you turn your work so that the right side is facing you. But if you're like me and you don't have yarn attached, we're just going to join it in the top right-hand corner up here. So to do that, I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook. And then insert your hook into the very first stitch in the top right-hand corner and complete a single crochet. And then we're going to work all the way across the top of here, just placing one single crochet into each stitch. Now, of course, if your swatch is done with a different stitch, so say, for example, maybe it's moss stitch and you've got a chain space every other stitch, you'd also work into each of those chain spaces as well. You just want to work nice and evenly across the top until you get to the very last stitch. And when we get to the end of the row, we need to turn this corner. And to do that, we need to put 3 single crochets into this very last stitch. So we'll do 1, 2, and then 3. And that has allowed us to turn that corner and continue working down the edge of our work here. Now with my swatch, I was working mostly in single crochet. And that means that when I'm working down here, I can just put 1 stitch into the end of each row, and that's going to be nice and even. But if you're working with a different stitch, a taller stitch, for example, like double crochet, you might need to put more than 1 stitch per row. So if we take a look at one of my other swatches, this one, for example, has some double crochet stitches, and I had to put 2 single crochets into some of the rows. But the important thing here is not necessarily the number of stitches per row, it's that your work is nice and even. You want to check that as you're working, it's not puckering up or becoming wavy, that it is lying nice and flat like this. But as I said, if you've got a swatch like mine, which is mostly worked in a single crochet, it's nice and easy. We can just put 1 single crochet in the end of each row. And we're going to work all the way down this side until we get to the foundation chain down here. And when we get to the end of that edge, it's time to turn the corner. But before we do that, make sure you lie your piece out flat and make sure that this edge is staying nice and flat like that and that it isn't puckering up. If it is, don't worry, just rip out your stitches and try again. Add some more stitches or fewer stitches until you get a nice even edge like this. And when you're happy, we can turn this corner. So we're just going to find the very first foundation chain here. And we're going to work 3 single crochets into there, just like we did with the previous corner. So 1, 2, and 3. And just as we did before at the top here, we're going to work 1 single crochet into each of our foundation chains until we get to this last one here. And again, we'll place 3 single crochets into the last one. Then we'll turn our work around like this and work into the edge of these rows, just like we did over here. So you can go ahead and work all the way across here, work into this corner here, and then work down this edge here. And I'll meet you at the end of this edge where I'll show you how we're going to finish things off. And when you've worked all the way around your square, it should look something like this. Now, when we started our border, we began in this corner up here. And we only put 1 single crochet in this corner, but as you know, we normally put 3 single crochets in the corner. So to finish this off, we're just going to put 2 more single crochets into that same stitch where we worked our first single crochet. So that is right there. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and then we're just going to slip stitch with that first stitch there. And then we can cut our yarn and fasten off. Or if you want to do the next part of the border in the same color, you can of course keep it attached, but I'm going to be using a contrasting color. So I'm going to fasten off and weave in that end before I get started with the next step. We're now going to do the camel stitch border. We're going to begin with a slip knot on our hook, and we're going to do a standing half double crochet. So to do that, we're going to wrap our yarn around our hook to make a yarn over. And then we're going to find the corner stitch, any of the corner stitches, it doesn't matter which one. So we've got these 3 single crochets into the corner. We're going to find the middle one right here. And we're going to insert our hook into there and then yarn over and pull up a loop. And then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook to complete the standing half double crochet. And then we're just going to work half double crochets into each stitch until we get to the next corner. So nice and straightforward this first row, just working half double crochets into each stitch. So we've worked our half double crochets all the way across that first edge. And in this corner stitch here, we're going to do something nice and straightforward. We're going to do 1 half double crochet, then chain 2, 1, 2, and then half double crochet back into that same stitch. And then, of course, we're going to work down this next edge, working half double crochets into each stitch. When you get to the corner, you'll do your half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and you'll continue working all the way around your project until you get back to where we started. And I will meet you there, and I'll show you how we're going to end this round and move on to round 2. Once we've worked a half double crochet into every stitch around, we need to finish things off in this corner. So as you know, with every other corner, we have had a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet in that corner. But in this first one where we started, we only put 1 half double crochet in there. So we're going to finish things off by doing 1 half double crochet into that same space, chain 2, and then slip stitch with the top of that stitch to join the round. And then for round 2, we're going to start with a chain 2. And then we're going to work into this chain 2 space, which is kind of behind us, but don't worry about that. So we're going to yarn over, work into that chain 2 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 3. So you've just got your first half double crochet in that chain space. And now we're going to start with the camel stitch. And the important thing to note about the camel stitch is that we're going to be working into the 3rd loop. So when we look at the top of our stitch here, we've got this loop here, which is our front loop. We've got this loop here, which is the back loop. But if you turn your work towards you, you also have another loop right here, which is the 3rd loop. And that is the loop that we're going to be working into for this round. And we're going to be working half double crochets into it. So just yarn over, insert into that 3rd loop of the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And you can see that forces the front loop and the back loop to the front of the work. And this is going to create quite a cool ribbing effect. So we're going to find the next stitch along, turn our work towards us, find that 3rd loop, and half double crochet into it. And we'll do this all the way along this edge until we get to the corner where we've got our chain 2 space. And I will meet you there and show you what we're going to do with that. Once you've worked all the way across this edge, working into each stitch, we get to our chain 2 space. And in here, we're just going to work a normal half double crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 2, and then work another half double crochet into that chain space. And then we'll continue as normal, working into the 3rd loop of each stitch, working 1 single crochet into each one. And of course, you're just going to work all the way around this project, working 1 half double crochet into the 3rd loop of each stitch. And then in the corners, you'll just work a normal half double crochet, chain 2, and then another half double crochet. So you can go ahead and work all the way around until you get back to the beginning, and I will meet you there and show you how to finish off the round. Once you've worked into your last stitch of the round, we need to finish off our corner. So for that, we just need to pop a half double crochet into this chain space that we've already worked into at the beginning of the round, and then chain 2, and then we'll just slip stitch with that first half double crochet to join. And now you can continue working at round 2 until the border is the width that you want it to be. And I'm actually just going to end mine here. I just want these 2 rounds that we've already done. But we need to finish off with a round of slip stitches. And what that's going to do is that's going to push this last round that we've just done forward so that these stitches are a bit closer together, because otherwise they'll just sort of sit backwards like this, but we want to push them forwards so that they match this first round here. So go ahead and work as many rounds of row 2 as you want. And then we're going to work this final round. So we're going to start with a chain 1. And then again, we're going to work backwards into this chain space over here. And we're just going to work a slip stitch into there. And we're going to be working slip stitches all the way around, and we're going to be working into the third loop as we have been done previously. So just find the third loop on your first stitch and slip stitch into there. And then just continue working a slip stitch into every single stitch until you get to the corner, and I will show you what we do there in just a moment. And when you get to the end of that edge and we've got our chain 2 space to work into, we're going to pop 1 slip stitch in there, chain 2, and then pop another slip stitch in there. And I'm sure you can figure out what we're going to do for the rest of the round. We're going to slip stitch into the third loop of each stitch along each row, and then work a slip stitch, chain 2, slip stitch into each corner. And I'll meet you at the end of the round where we'll finish things off. And once we've worked all the way around this project and we're back at our first corner, all we're going to do to finish off this corner is slip stitch into the chain space, chain 2, and then slip stitch into the top of the first slip stitch of the round. And when you're finished, you're left with this super neat ribbing-like texture on your border, which gives any project a really polished finish. And if you want more tutorials like this one, make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.